Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome on back to the Anchorage, and I'm feeling a little bit like a penguin today, so we've got a little penguin going on. I wanted to take this video and talk about package managers, two in particular, with a focus on the second. So why don't we get started with that on this edition of Tusk Quest? Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome on back to the Anchorage, where everything is awesome and we are well into fall. And yeah, the colors are changing. We're at or very near peak here in southern New Hampshire. And last night I broke out my seasonal fall bedspread, and I haven't used it before, and I just decided last night just to bring it out. So I threw it out and it's on my bed, and the feels are luxurious. That's all I gotta say. So, anyhow, we're coming into this edition of Tusk Quest, and that is going to be for talking about a couple of package managers for Linux. The usual one in Ubuntu-based distributions, such as Linux Mint, and others. There's Zorin and a few, Elementary, and there's a few of them out there. But they're Ubuntu based, and the typical package manager that comes with those is called apt. And and it's very easy to use. There's a nice little GUI on there. I'll demonstrate it a little bit, but I'm not really going to focus on that one there. But I wanted to go over a little bit about what a couple package managers are that are available. Namely, I'm going to focus on one in particular, but we will actually take a look at it, and I'll demonstrate it of sorts. So if we come on over to here, and we've got Linux Mint 22 here. So if I can just do this, we got Linux Mint 22 Cinnamon. So that's what we're working on this video with. So what we've got is we've got the update manager down here. And we've got a little system tray icon, and it's got a little orange dot, which means that there are updates available. Now, this is the GUI version. So if we were to click on that, it would pop up and we would see all of this. Here are all of the current updates that are available. If we wanted to see what happens to be out there, we can refresh it, of course. It will give us a little spinny thing. It'll go out, get the package information, and it will actually show what we've got, and it's those same 7. So we've got cups, that is printer related. We've got Firefox, it's my web browser, as you can see down here. We've got libgf, the structured file library, Thunderbird itself, which is for email. I don't use it on this machine, so I'm actually probably going to remove that, because I don't need to access any email or calendars or anything like that on this machine, because it's virtual, and I already have that on my LMDE, my Debian edition version of Linux Mint on Solaria, my daily driver. We got Mesa via API video acceleration drivers. Okay. We got proc file system utilities. Okay, whatever. And then we got Shadow, which is system login tools. Oh, there's Shadow. Okay, whatever. And if we were going to install them, we would just click on this, and then we'll see it happen. It will give us a little status bar, and then we can actually open up an extended window that will actually echo or repeat all of the individual steps for that. So, but we're not going to do that because I want to focus on the terminal side of things. So if I was to throw up a terminal, I would want to open up a new one. And here we are. This is it. So here we are at the terminal. I'm going, this is where we just come in. I've got no special bash RC file or anything like that yet. That'll be coming, probably. I gotta think about it. But apt is a package manager, and I actually have it right here in Firefox. and out here on Wikipedia. And apt software. Apt is a free software user interface that works with core libraries to handle installation and removal of software on Debian and Debian-based Linux distributions, such as Linux Mint, which happens to be somewhat Debian-based, and it's Ubuntu primarily. There is a Debian-specific edition, which is what I use on Solaria, my daily driver. However, so we can, install software. We can remove software. You can also update installed software. So let's show you a little bit about how that runs. So basically, when you're out on your terminal, you would do a, let's say, you could do a apt get update like that. And of course, it's saying, things are locked and stuff like that. You really should be doing it as sudo or a super user. So I'm going to clear that again. And so you go sudo apt get, because you're wanting apt to go out and get something. And you want to update your libraries, your software libraries. So, and of course, they'll ask you, well, what's the password for sudo? So I'm going to use my super secret password, which is definitely not 123. Thank you, Tom. And there it goes. And you can see everything goes out there. It goes out there. It hits, as it says here, it hits this repository and so on and so forth all the way at the end. And it says it finishes reading them and it says it's done. Okay, so it's updated all of the software. So, could we actually go out and, see what those happen to be? Possibly. So if you do a sudo apt get and then upgrade and leave it like that because you want a yes no question, you'll be prompted for it. It goes out and it sees everything, and then it says the following packages will be upgraded: cups, blah, 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 and so on and so forth. 22 are upgraded, 0 newly installed, and 0 to remove, and 1 is not upgraded, and tells you how much space is needed. And after this operation, it tells you how much disk space will be freed. Do you want to continue, yes or no? I don't, because I don't like to use apt, because you get a whole lot of garbage that goes on and stuff like that. I want to demonstrate it, so we will demonstrate it actually here on this Linux Mint install. So I am going to hit yes, and I'm going to continue. And you can see all of this. It's going out, it's getting them. You can see a little bit of a status going on down there. It's going out to all of the different repositories that was, or mirrors, as we call them, locations of the software for us to go out and get them. And then it says, okay, got it all. It's preparing to unpack. It's so on and so forth. It's unpacking, and now it's preparing, and now it's installing and setting up. And then it processes the triggers. Triggers being something that says, okay, this is when we need to pull this. This is when we need to kick this off. When we need to process things. And there we go. And it's all done. So everything is installed. So, however, that is out, using apt itself directly. But I want to focus on one in particular called Nala, which is right here. Now, I pronounce it as Nala because of the Lion King, the character Nala in that. I know someone, excuse me. I know of someone that likes to pronounce it Nala, and that's perfectly fine. Not a problem. But I prefer Nala because, we got a little kitty here. Nala, Lion King, Nala. There we go. So what is Nala? So I'm going to scroll down. This is the GitLab repository. So this is where the code actually is. So Nala is a front end for libapt package. It's a package manager. Specifically, we interface using the Python apt API. So this uses the Python programming language. Especially for newer users, it can be hard to understand what apt is trying to do when installing or upgrading. Hence, all of that garbage that we saw. So we aim to solve this by not showing some redundant messages, formatting the packages better, and using color to show specifically what will happen with the package during install, removal, or upgrade. So it makes it prettier. It gets rid of all the garbage that you don't need to see and everything of that sort. So I actually have an SSH connection into one of my Raspberry Pis, which happens to be Aurora, which I'm using as a file server. And it's 2.0 single board because the second version that I've got going. So there we are. And of course, you know, the operating system is Raspbian GNU Linux, basically Raspberry Pi OS. It's a very simple, run-of-the-mill, very simple file server, fun little project. And, you know, the transfer speeds aren't any higher than, let's say, USB 2.0. But the thing is that I don't have files that are overly large. And the hard drive, the solid state drive I've got connected to it is only about 500 gigs. So it's, excuse me for that one. Someone just texted me. I'll check that in a minute. But I've only got 500 gigs on that solid state drive, and it's not, I don't have much for needs for it. I do need it, but I don't have anything large enough to really task the process. So here we are. So we got this, and this is my custom bash RC file right here. And I've got a custom prompt here. So, but what I want to do is I want to clear this so that we can get right up to the top and look at things here. So we're going to be looking at Nala. So what I want to do is I want to update Nala. So I'm going to do a sudo Nala update. And what this is going to do is going to update all of the repository packages, the listings for them in the system. And this is going to be really good because it's going to look really nice. Look at that. It got nice little ASCII kind of graphics and stuff like that. And, you know, here's where it's talking about, you know, colors. Something didn't change. So basically, though, there's nothing new in there. And it says, okay, 14 packages can be upgraded. We can run this to see what there is. So if I highlight that and I copy and then paste it and then do that, it's going to go out, get the listing of everything, and then it's going to show me everything that needs to be listed. And so in green, we've got the actual piece of software, and you know, it tells you if it's local or whatnot. Very nice. Tells you that it'll say, okay, well, this is installed and it's upgradable to this version right here, the blue. And then it tells you what kind of app or software it is. Like this one is LXDE keyboard and mouse configuration. Okay, we got Pipewire, we got some lib, we got some Pipewire, we got Chromium. I don't need to use Chromium usually, but you know, I might have to on occasion, so I'll leave it. So now what do I want to do if I want to actually run the upgrades? And you're going to see this. I'm going to clear it first, get us back to the top here, and I'm going to do a sudo Nala upgrade like this, and it's going to go back out. It's going to, you know, it basically runs an update before it goes to install, so you don't necessarily need to do an update. You can just do sudo Nala upgrade, and it will just go out and update the repositories anyways. So it tells you, it's nice and simple. I mean, look at this. It's very straightforward. Here's the package. Here's the older version. Here's the new version and how big it is. And it's got a nice little header. And then it says, okay, kept back will not be upgraded. All of these. Okay, so the summary down here is 7 packages will be upgraded. 7 packages will be kept back. Total download size, total disk space required, and do you want to continue? Yes or no? So I'm going to say yes. And now watch this. It's really pretty. Get a nice little status bar here. ASCII graphicals. It's very nice. Tells you how many packages is going out there. It's starting the downloads. and you can see the activity going on. You can see the rates going on and how fast that download is. It's looking really good. And it moves fairly fast. So here we go. Let's give that a quick little moment. Just reading the change logs and it's all done. And now it's unpacking the different things, and we've got a nice little ASCII status bar down there. So it's a nice little graphical kind of status bar. So it says it's running DPKG, which is, you know, regarding, that's a system thing regarding dealing with packages and updates and stuff. So now it's you know, it's unpacking the individual pieces. And we're going to let this go and run. And there we go. Everything was downloaded, unpacked, set up, and processed, and everything's finished and done. And it brings you back to your prompt right down here. So that's it. I mean, it's so nice. I very much like this. It's more intuitive. It's cleaner. It gets rid of all the garbage you don't need to see. And it's great for new users. I'm not a new user, but I just happen to like how this is put together. And that is fantastic. So we are all done with that. So I'm going to close that out. And let's see. I'm just going to do exit here. All right. So the connection is closed. So I am going to exit out of that, out of the terminal, and that is everything regarding Nala. So there we go. That is just a brief demonstration about the package manager for Nala. It does the same thing as apt. It's just cleaner. It gives you some graphical representation. Everything is organized very nicely. It gets rid of all the garbage you don't necessarily need to see. There are folks that really do want to see that kind of stuff, and that's perfectly fine. That's, if apt works for you, fine, go with it. But if you just want something that's simpler, gets rid of redundant garbage, is prettier, and gives you a better user experience, you know, if you feel a better user experience, then fly with that. I use it on my Raspberry Pis, Aurora, Uppsala, and Gefion. So I got two file servers. One's for me, one's for the other person in this place. And then I've got my Pi-hole installation on Gefion. And yeah, I run it on there as well. But there's usually a lot more packages. I ran an update earlier this morning and it said there were 34 packages. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to save that for my weekly maintenance. I'm just going to save it for them. So there we go. So that is this video. And that's pretty much everything that I've got for it. So thank you for coming along. And hopefully I'll have another video for Buster Quest when I get my ghost trap and my PKE meter. I'm hoping that I have it by Halloween, but it's starting to look like that's not happening. Not exactly miffed, but I'm miffed. But I'm going to get it by the solstice anyways. So there we go. So thank you very much for coming along. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And we will catch you in the next video. So Thank you very much. Skál. Drink to victory.